Good morning, flutarians. Welcome to another session of the Atomic Flutist. My hair, excuse me, having to look at my hair for the first time in the mirror today. I apologize for my cowlicks that sometimes show up at 9:30 in the morning here at Austin, in Austin, Texas. It's only 62 degrees Fahrenheit here, so I hope those of you in the north are nice and warm today on February 15th. So the key of the day is, let's see, if 12 was B, then 13 was C, 14 was D flat, and 15 is D major. So I'm going to put on a drone tone on D, and we'll start today with just an improv on the first three notes of the D major scale: D, E, and F sharp. I'm going to do it on the lowest ones. You can do it on the ones higher than that if you want to, but let's just do about a 30-second improvisation on just those three notes. Now, in my opinion, the low notes on the flute are a foundation, or the foundation, for a beautiful upper register. So let's work our way down to that low D and kind of relax into it. So let's start at the higher D, this one, and do a nice and slow. We're going to descend down the scale, but let's do it like this. D, D, C sharp, B, breath. C sharp, B, A, breath. B, A, G, breath, till we get all the way down to the low D. Now let's go back up to this D. And let's descend the chromatic scale 2 notes at a time. We'll go all the way down to the low C, maybe down to the low B if you have it. So let's remove vibrato from the equation for this one. 2 notes, and do a crescendo at the beginning. Start as quietly as possible. And then when you're about halfway through with your air tank, be as loud as possible, transition to the, and then decrescendo to as quietly as possible, or to as quiet as possible. So we'll start on D to D flat, then we'll do D flat to C, then we'll C to B. Let's do 2 more and go down to that low C. Now let's go back to this D. And let's practice 2 different ways of starting the note. Who and to. And then also at the end of the note, just stopping the air, not doing anything with the tongue. So we're focusing here on letting the tongue, or preventing the tongue from obstructing the wind, or obstructing the air that creates the note sound. So let's do who to, who to, who to, who to, hold it. And we'll go down chromatically. I also find that starting with the who helps train my embouchure to know exactly where it needs to be placed for that particular note. So it's going to be different on this D than on the low D. Let's do the same thing on the C sharp. I'm noticing as I listen to myself that I'm doing a very soft and gentle 2, as opposed to a hard 2. Here's the difference between a soft 2 and a hard 2. So sometimes we want to use that hard, firm tongue attack, but usually we want just enough of the t to get the give like the airstream a little kickstart. So let's do the who twos on B flat. Excuse me while I take off my school sweatshirt. I'm definitely warming up. Do join us in school. Come play the Flutarians Mad Lib. That was G. Let's do F sharp. Now you may be sometimes hearing at the beginning or at the end of the note, especially particularly with the who's, what I call a whistle tone. It's like the note that comes out, it's very quiet and only comes out when there's 10 to 20% of the volume of air that you would normally be using for a note to resound on the flute. So let's take a few seconds to try and do that on purpose. I'm going to have my fingers on the low D, but I'm going to blow just a tiny bit of air. See if you can get this whistle tone, or a couple of whistle tones that follows the harmonic series. This is considered an extended technique, but normally we encounter it more as a mistake, something that we didn't want to happen at the beginning or end of a note, so it's good to practice a few seconds or a few minutes of doing it on purpose so that we know what exactly is happening so that we can avoid it when we don't want it to happen. So let's take a few seconds to practice vibrato on this D, the one that's a little bit higher up. So let's do one breath that's just big, wide vibrato, as slow and as tall or as much variation in pitch as you can make it. Then we'll do the next breath as fast as you can make it, fast and small. So let's do big and slow first. Now let's do fast. Now let's take a breath and start slow. And then by the end of the breath, get as fast as possible. Then we'll take a big breath and start fast and go as slow as possible. Let's do that set 2 times. Slow to fast. Fast to slow now. slow to fast. And fast to slow. Now let's start working our way up to that higher D, but let's do it in this way where we add one note of the D major scale at a time. So let's first go back and forth between D, E, D, E. It'll be like a slow trill. Then after we've done that for a little bit, let's go D, E, F sharp, E, D, E, F sharp, E. Do that for a little while, then we'll add one more. D, E, F sharp, G, and so on until we get to the high D. Now up to G. Now let's go up to B. I'm going to do it touch faster. Now up to C sharp. Now let's go all the way up to D. Let's do it a couple times. Now let's work that arpeggio all the way down to the low D. Let's do the same thing we did with the scale where we add one note each time. So first let's go back and forth between D, A, D, A, D. Then we'll do D, A, F sharp, A, D, A, F sharp, A. Then we'll go all the way down to the next D. And we'll keep on going till we get to, we'll keep on adding a note till we get all the way to the low D. Let's do this one with a ta articulation. let's do this last one for good measure. Slurred, no tongue in between. So be listening to your fingers. Are they opening and closing at the same time? Let's do that again, but this time articulating as fast as you can. So if you just know single tonguing, ta 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 ta. If you know double tonguing, here's a good chance to practice ta 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 or da ga da ga da. Now let's open up that upper register a little bit. I'm going to go all the way up to the high A, go as high up as you know and are comfortable with. And as I ascend, I'm thinking about opening my jaw, almost like I have a bit or a pencil between my teeth, or like a piece of gum almost, and lowering my tongue. So make a yawn or a big sigh. And notice where your tongue is there. I find that having the back of my mouth open like a resonance chamber helps those high notes not be so sharp and be a little bit more resonant. For the resonance, I'm also keeping the sides of my lips relatively soft and supple, keeping not as soft and supple necessarily as for the low notes, but not pinched and smiley and firm like they used to be when I had a more pinched sounding upper register. So let's just do a long tone, the longest note you can play on the D. Then we'll take a breath and do E. I'm going to add a crescendo and a little bit of vibrato. I like to open my mouth at the end to let it resonate as opposed to blocking it with the tongue. Let's do the E. And the G. And the A. Let's play that one again and walk our way back down to the D. Let's do a flutter tongue just for fun on that note. Let's finish up on that. I'm going to practice starting on flutter tongue, stopping the flutter tongue but keeping the note going, starting the flutter tongue and stopping it. So try that if you can. Well, thanks for warming up with me. If you haven't already read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, I highly suggest that you check it out and maybe listen to it, or even just listen to a summary of it. I recently listened to it and found that some of the ideas would be really applicable to playing the flute, like starting a habit by doing something that's easy first, like playing just one note. Doing something that's satisfying, like it's satisfying for me to roll into improv games or roll into a lesson when I'm more warmed up. So this is helpful to me. I hope it's helpful to you as well. One of the things I'm noticing today is that my sound feels less warmed up than it does some mornings when I do this. And I think that's because my body is literally less warmed up. I rolled out of bed about 30 minutes ago and I'm less awake and physically warmed up as far as the blood pumping through my body than I am most mornings. Most mornings I have the chance to go for a walk or do a little bit of yoga first, but I had a somewhat exhausting day yesterday and I spent a lot of time in bed, which is good. Rest is good. But just be mindful that your sound will be different, a little bit different on different days according to how your body is. And sometimes just going for a 10 to 15-minute walk before playing the flute will actually improve your sound because it literally oxygenates your blood. It sends more blood to the extremities of your body, including your lips and your embouchure. So if you want to continue playing with me, join me this afternoon at 1 p.m. Central Time. I'll be hosting improv games. I'm hosting improv games 4 times a week now. So, and each day has kind of a theme. At the end of the session, we'll focus on either like a church tune on Sundays, a kirtan tune on Mondays, a folk tune on Tuesdays, and a classic rock tune on Wednesdays. So come check it out. Even if you can't make the times that are live, you can join us for the community forum, where right now I'm hosting a contest for who has the most likes on their head joint only solo. And there are virtual improv games that you can play on your own time. I would love to hear your progress. See you there, I hope.